Hello and welcome to another video. It's Ultimate19 or Ultimate Gamer 19,000, and I'm here today to show you all how to build a Way of the Open Hand Monk optimally in Baldur's Gate 3. First of all, I just want to give a quick little thing to make sure you guys are all subscribed and I post notifications on, because almost nearly every single day except for Saturdays and Sundays, I believe, I'm uploading Baldur's Gate 3 content, explaining something, giving you builds, and they're all pretty damn good builds. So yeah. Make sure to also like this video so then the algorithm can push it out and more people can see my build. But yeah, to begin today's build, we are building a Way of the Open Hand monk. Now, monks in media, when you think of a monk, you may think of someone like Batman or even someone like Captain America. And Way of the Open Hand monk, in my opinion, is the best way to get a Batman-esque character in Baldur's Gate 3. Some might be saying, oh, but the Shadow Monk. Shut up. Let me talk. Way of the Open Hand Monk is fully reliant on making your fist hit harder. You're meant to use your flurry of blows as many times as possible. Because your flurry of blows has been greatly buffed thanks to Way of the Open Hand Monk that allows your flurry of blows to do even more cool features. And when you combine that with Tavern Brawler, you get a so much broken damage. And right here, as you can see on the top of my screen, I'll be giving you every item that you must be using throughout your whole career as a Way of the Open Hand Thief Rogue Monk. So we'll skip all the way to level 3. At level 1 Monk, you get key points and a bunch of cool stuff. But for level 1, for your snap points, it's going to be like this. An 8 Strength, a 16 Dexterity, a 15 Constitution, 17 Wisdom, 8 Intelligence, and an 8 Charisma. Now, those stats are extremely important for this build, but the 17 Wisdom is assuming you're going Auntie Ethel's hair. If you're not using Auntie Ethel's hair, then you can take off that 1 point of Charisma, that 1 point of Wisdom, make it a 16 flat, and give it to something else. Now, I am not going to assume you're using Auntie Ethel's hair. You don't have to. But holy hell, does using Auntie Ethel's hair just make this build so much stronger. If there ever was a build I would heavily recommend for you to use Auntie Ethel's hair, it would be this one. But we'll just push that aside for now. At level 3, as in Way of the Open Hand Monk, we get a bunch of really cool stuff. First feature, Flurry of Blows Topple. Using a bonus action and a key point to punch twice as quick in succession and possibly knock the target prone. Which, if a target is prone, you have advantage on for your normal attacks. And, if you don't know, in Baldur's Gate 3, you can actually do your Flurry of Blows first, then your action. So which is actually super nice. You also get Flurry of Blows Stagger, using bonus action and a key point to punch twice in quick successions and stagger that target, making it unable to take reactions. This one can be really good if you're in a bad situation and just kind of want to punch them twice, stagger them, then move away without them making an opportunity attack. Next, we got Flurry of Blows Push. Using a bonus action and 1 key point, you punch a character so quickly that you may knock them back 17 feet. This one can be pretty massive for things like Spirit Guardians or Spike Growth or any other of those big AoE spells, or just knocking someone off a cliff. This is basically like Thunder Wave, but for free with monks. At level 6, at level 4, which is another really important level, we get feats. And we'll be picking up Tavern Brawler. Now, Tavern Brawler, the first thing reads that you can increase your strength or constitution by 1. Here, we will be increasing our constitution to a 16, getting a 16 constitution, which is really nice. And finally, reads, when you make an unarmed attack, use an improvised weapon, or throw something, your strength modifier is added twice the damage and attack rolls. Unarmed attacks that use dexterity as a modifier still gain the strength modifier as a bonus with this feat, thus don't get dexterity modifier applied twice to the attack. So yes, you heard me. By level 4, you can have nearly a I think it's a plus 13 to hit with your punches, which many high level characters cannot reach unless they are using a copious amount of like magical weapons and oils of accuracy. Why? Because of one thing. this build, and usually in my builds, I'm a big fan of taking Hill Giant Strength Elixirs and just dumping your strength. With this build, it is necessary to dump your strength. I don't care. You can try to build a monk that doesn't, but you would be a poopy head, and you shouldn't be a poopy head. They're bad. Elixir of Hill Giant Strength, all it does is increase your strength to 21. And later on in Act 3, and even in Act 2, you can get some Cloud Giant Fingers. You can get an Elixir of Cloud Giant Strength, which increases your strength towards 27. A mind-boggling 27 strength. That is doubled, plus your dexterity, that it's beyond insane. Act 3, this character straight up just becomes the best in the game. Spoiler alert, I think this monk build is just the best in the game, hence none other class. I haven't seen any other builds that would even lead me to believe that any of them can beat this monk. This monk is beyond broken. Now at level 6 you get even more busted features. You get Manifestation of Mind, Body, and Soul. Basically, you can pick one of these manifestations. You can switch them out at any time. So during mid-fight, I think you can also switch them out. Your unarmed strikes, so deal an additional D4 plus your wisdom modifier in either necrotic, psychic, or radiant damage. Oh, this is just so good. I usually always have it on radiant because nearly nothing resists radiant damage. But if something does resist radiant damage or you're in the House of Hope, you can switch that over to necrotic or psychic. I think legit nothing in the game resists psychic damage. So, because I know it, because I don't know if nothing, because I know in standard D&D resisting psychic damage is pretty rare, even for like barbarians. Cause yeah, Baritone Barbarian does not resist psychic damage. If you guys didn't already know that, but yeah, fun fact. So if you didn't know that, now you do. Then you also get Wholeness of Body, which is just so broken. Regain half of your key points and enter a temporary state of wholeness where you regain 1 key point per turn and have an extra bonus action. You have an additional bonus action. So when you use Wholeness of Body, for 3 turns you can have 3 bonus actions if you take some Thief Rogue levels. And you restore 3 extra monk level and hit points. This feature is so dumb, bro. I love Larian. I love Larian because the standard D&D team would never make something like this because it's just too broken. But it's the monk. If any class deserves something like this, it would be the monk. But next we got. But now at level 6, we will start taking rogue, thief rogue levels. So through levels 1 to 2, quick things, make sure to take expertise and sleight of hand because this is going to be your lock picking character. That's legit it. At level 3, we get fast hands, gain an additional bonus action. That's the whole reason why we take this class. No other reason. Fast hands is just broken again. We also get second story work. You've mastered the art of falling and gain resistance to falling damage, which you already have, so this feature doesn't matter. But fast hands is just, oh, it's so good. So, once you've taken fast hands, so at level 9, you would be 6 levels of monk, 9 levels of rogue. No, 3 levels of rogue, my bad. And then for the rest of it, I personally recommend just taking monk levels. At level 7, you gain evasion, which is really good. Level 8, you gain an additional feat. Now with this additional feat, you could take either Savage Attacker, or if you didn't eat Auntie Eto's hair, I would recommend taking Resilient Wisdom here to get that Wisdom saving throw proficiency and the +1 to your Wisdom just to get that 18 Wisdom. So if you didn't eat Auntie Eto's hair, you didn't eat that scrumptious snack, then I would definitely recommend taking Resilient Wisdom because it's probably your best option. Now, having Savage Attacker on this build is straight up just better, but if you didn't, no, because, yeah, even if you did eat Auntie Eto's hair, it's still, yeah. I think if you don't eat her hair, which not everyone does, well, because this may be your Lae'zel character. Who knows? This may be your Shadow Heart. This Jaheira. Or, well, actually, in Jaheira in Act 3, oh, my bad, my phone was on. Forgive me if you guys heard that. In Act 3, you can get an amulet that increases Jaheira's wisdom by +1. So if you want to, you could make your Jaheira your monk that uses that doesn't take on Tieto's hair, and she would still be the same. So she could take Savage Attacker and still have the same wisdom as everyone else. So if you want to, you could do that. Make Jaheira your monk. I think in my newest playthrough, I plan on making Jaheira my monk, so then she can have the 18 wisdom, but my character can still eat Auntie Heto's hair. And for my newest playthrough, I actually am playing the Kratos build, so make sure to go watch that. It's on my channel. The video did pretty damn poorly, which sucks, because I think the audio was too low, so yeah, that's why I did poorly. But it's still a really cool build, and if you love Kratos, which I do, then you should really enjoy that build. But yeah, that was a whole little tangent I just went on. At level 9, with Monk, we get Key Resonation. Basically, this allows us to punch someone as an action or bonus action and give them the resonating condition. And then, at the cost of literally nothing, we can make a creature do a dexterity saving throw. And if they fail, I think they take 3d8 points of force damage. I think it's 3d8. I'm not. Because, yeah, 3d6, actually, my bad. 3d6 points of force damage, and it hits all of the enemies in an AoE. It does cost you 1 key point, which you do have 10 by now, so you're not really thirsting for key points. You're pretty damn rich on them, if I'm being honest. And also, there is an amulet, which is one of the only things I forgot to put up. You have an amulet that allows you to regain key points. I think nearly a d8 worth of key points. And also, at level 9, your martial arts dice does increase to a d8. Overall, it's just really good. But now let's get into the items you'll be wearing for this build. First of all, the Graceful Cloth. This can be gotten in Act 1, and you'll be wearing it until Act 3. It gives you a +1 to dexterity, so this increases your armor class, and overall just increases your damage, lets you jump farther, gives you advantage on those sleight of hand checks that you will be making. Overall, really good. Can't recommend it enough for this build. I feel like this build does low-key need it, because this build will have a very high armor class, by the way. It will have an insanely high armor class. But next we got the Vest of Soul Rejuvenation. This can be bought in Act 3 at Sorcery Sundays. So yeah, the Vest of Soul Rejuvenation is basically it allows us it allows us a bunch of really cool stuff. When the wearer succeeds on a saving throw against a spell, we regain some hit points. And also, this is the main part. The wearer can use a reaction to make an unarmed strike against any attacker that misses. And our unarmed strikes do a metric crap ton of damage thanks to Tavern Brawler, Manifestation of Soul, and I think some other cool stuff that we'll be getting to later. And also, this gives us a +2 to our armor class, which is pretty damn nice. And also, looks pretty damn sick. I mean, look at all your characters. It looks good. Oh, well, since I'm on item screen, let me show you the amulet I am talking about. It is one you can get in Act 3, very early on Act 3. It is, I think it's a rare amulet, if I am not mistaken. Sentient amulet. Yeah. It has this feature called Key Restoration. You can, there is a lesser and a greater version. I'll be assuming you're getting the greater version. The greater version allows you to roll one of your monk dice, one of your martial arts dice, and that's how much you regain key points, which is pretty damn good. And also, another amulet that fits this build is the Amulet of Greater Health. So if you do want to, you could use the Sentient Amulet when you need it, then just switch to the Amulet of Greater Health. But if you are using this on Jaheira, this is the Khalid's Gift. It can be gotten in Act 3, pretty early on into Act 3. And it also gives you aid. So, honestly, if I'm being honest, I would recommend... Jaheira probably is the best companion to make your monk, because straight up, she just gets the most stuff out of it. She gets a free aid that gives her 10 HP. No, it should be 15, yeah, because it's a 3rd level casting of it. Oh no, it's 10. It gives her 10 additional HP. But yeah, overall, so I think Jaheira, for all your companions, is probably your best monk in my personal opinion. Next, we get the best helmet for monks, which is the Horns of the Berserker. The Horns of the Berserker gives you a +2 bonus to attack rolls when attacking creatures that have already taken damage. So you have now a plus 20,000 to hit every creature now. And unarmed and melee attacks deal an extra 2 necrotic damage as long as you don't have your full health. If you deal any damage this turn, if you don't deal any damage this turn, you take 1d4 necrotic damage. this is literally nothing. Combined uh, with some other gloves you get in the future, can literally be made null and void. So don't worry about this last part. Trust me, I played with this helmet through multiple characters and never have taken the 1d4 necrotic. Or it's never mattered at least. This can be gotten very early in Act 1. No, Act 3. Not Act 1. Act 3. In Act 1, early on, you can get the Bracers of Defense, which will be your main gloves, because they give you a +2 to armor class when you're not wearing a shield or using armor, which you never do because you're a monk. Come on. But finally, the gloves of soul catching will be our permanent gloves we'll be wearing once we get them. You do get these very late into Act 3. You have to murder Raphael, so it is a little late. But if you do, and also Hope is alive, you gain these really good benefits. Soul Fist. Your unarmed attacks you an additional 1d10 force damage. Every single unarmed attack deals an additional d10 force damage. That's broken. You also get Soul Catching. Once per turn, on an unarmed hit, you regain 10 hit points. Alternatively, you may forgo healing to gain advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the end of your next turn. Also, if that wasn't already, game breakingly busted, you get a +2 to Constitution. Yeah, these gloves are a must-have. The Raphael fight is hard, but it also has the best music in game and is the most fun. So please go to the House of Hope, raid the whole thing, free Hope, keep Hope alive. So make sure Hope lives, which isn't that hard if I'm being honest. And if you do, you get rewarded with some of the best gloves in the whole game, for monks at least. Also, we get the Cloak of Protection, is the cloak I like to use for the rest of the game. I know some people disagree, some people swear by other cloaks. I like it. It gives you a +1 to saving throws and armor class, which is nice. You can get an Act 2. The Boots of Speed allows you to take your bonus action to dash. This is useful because early on, before you have rogue levels, spending 1 key point at lower levels just to dash is super taxing. And overall, just using your Boots of Speed to just dash in and out is just better. But in Act 2, near the end of Act 2, if I'm being honest, you get the Boots of Unlimited Kashigo. And by Act 2 or 3, here it says 3, but you get it between Act 2. You get it in Act 2.5, we'll call it. During Act 2.5, you already have at least 2 levels of Rogue. There's no way you don't. If you're leaving Act 2 and not like on 7th level or 7th level or lower, then I don't know what you're doing, if I'm being honest. But yeah, if you do, this basically allows you to add your Wisdom modifier to your unarmed strikes damage. So now your unarmed strikes are dealing a +14 from Tavern Brawler, a +3 from your Dexterity, a +4 to Wisdom, an extra D10 because of your gloves they get from Saving Hope, an additional D8 because of your standard, monk hands, and then if you double that, that's how much you get for 1 key point spending Flurry of Blows. And then you can do that, you can double that again, or even double that 3 times if you have Wholeness of Body active. Yeah, the monks are completely balanced, guys. My monks are balanced. But yeah, that's the end of today's build. It is extremely powerful. My favorite build in the game, the most powerful build in the game, I'll say. Hey, I'll be the first guy to say it. I love monks. Genuinely, most fun I've had with a build. I've used it in almost all my playthroughs, and on my playthroughs, it has been inconceivably powerful. But yeah, that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's all from your boy, OT19, signing out. Peace.